It's time for the Ghostfire Media Network podcast show, featuring the stars of iRacing's IVRL and the AOLL. Now, here's your host, the Ghostfire Media Network crew.
Oh,
Uh-oh, we got testicle difficulties.
all right. I don't know what I'm trying exactly. I guess just talking. Perfect. Yeah, I had a good day. I get off at noon on Friday, so I spent the rest of the day working on some fun broadcast stuff. So I'm looking forward to showing it to everybody.
That stuff's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. People out there, I think he's going to try to debut this, the fuel race. So that's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
got some cool stuff coming. So, Adam, you've been away for a while.
Yes, I have. It's been a good little vacation with the family.
A vacation with the family. The family with you now?
Yeah, they're upstairs hiding out. My daughter said she's going to try to kind of bomb me at one point or another, but then she got scared right as we were going live, so she ran away and went upstairs.
All right, so we have a full stack of stuff to talk about tonight. We're going to start out tonight with the Fuel League, and we're going to talk some new stuff because they're the newest league coming into the Ghostfire Media family, and we're going to talk to one of their drivers tonight and get a perspective of what he's looking forward to and all that good stuff. So when we bring in Michael Stroll, see if we can bring him in. Yeah, there we go. Please welcome to the show, Michael Stroll. Hey, Michael, what's happening, man?
Hey, guys. Pretty excited to be on your podcast. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're excited to have you on here. So I know Carl actually races with you a little bit. He was the one that reached out and said, hey, let's get Michael on here. So he must have thought a lot about you. I don't know much about you. So since I don't know much about you, I'm sure the people out there watching this, maybe some of the guys from the IVRL or the AOLL, they probably don't know much about you either. So why don't you tell us, just give a little background, where you live, what you do for a living, your racing experience, all that good stuff. Just give us a 401 one.
Sure. Well, I live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I lived here pretty much my whole life. I work at Nestle Printed Pet Care, and I've been there for about 11 and a half years, and I just drive forklift. I just like driving stuff, so I find fun in having a steering wheel in front of my face. So that's why, part of the reason why I sim race, and I've been a racing fan my whole life. As far as the sim racing stuff goes, I've been doing that for almost 20 years. So I'll be 34 on Tuesday. And I've been doing competitive league racing since I was 15, about somewhere on there. So about 2003, 2004. So that's about the gist of that. That's pretty much all I got going on. I got a family. I got a wife and 2 girls. And I just work and then do my hobbies and stuff like this. So really taking on, I'm part of the Fuel Racing League. I drive the 8 car. And this season, I've taken on a role of being one of the admins, along with the owner, Will Roberts, Alan Elwood, and Calvin Filarski. The 4 of us have really put a lot of hard work into this upcoming B season, and we were lucky to really find you guys, which you guys really lined up with the night we were looking to run. You guys are looking for someone to run on Mondays, and we are really, really, really looking forward to this relationship coming up.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it as well. So you've been racing 20 years, 15 years old. What did you start out on NASCAR 2003?
Um, as far as league racing, yeah. My first like computer sim was NASCAR 1999 season. They had the sim with the 3-pack with the trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when I started like designing paint schemes and stuff like that. And then, as I got older, I just started, I was on the Papyrus forums and just kind of went down that rabbit hole of, oh, people do this, competitively from leagues and stuff. And since I couldn't race for real, we didn't have the money for that or the resources. I just jumped on the computer. That was the next best thing.
Awesome. So, Carl, I'm sure you know more about him than I do. So, why don't you ask him some questions that you probably want to know?
Yeah. So one thing I want to ask about, is just from the perspective of the fuel league itself. I know that the league's going through a lot of changes this season, getting an influx of new people. Um, what purely from an admin perspective, not from a driver perspective. What are you looking for in this season in terms for it? What would you say is a successful season?
Well, I've only been in fuel for a little over a year, and that sounds weird that I'm helping run the place now, but I've always said that to some of our members that I'm new to you guys, but I'm not new to this. So I've been down this result before. One thing we have had trouble in the past is like toxicity. I really hate using that term, but we're really trying to cut out the banter because those kinds of things ruin leagues. So I think we really got to string a hold on that. We've had to remove some members who were causing problems and stuff, but we also want to keep a competitive atmosphere. We want to. It's a really fine line to have a league where you can have guys that are having fun, but they're not really that. It's not really like a competitive atmosphere. Or then you kind of tip the scale a little bit where it gets too competitive, and then it seems like all the fast guys are a bunch of excuse my language, assholes. So we really try to have a balance of competitive nature and fun. And I think we've got that. We have a lot of incentives coming up, as far as rewards and prizes and stuff to take care of the guys that aren't as fast. And we're always willing to help. You know, I myself kind of teeter right in the middle of the pack as well. So um, our last broadcaster had to hang it up because they went on to some real life stuff. We didn't even have a broadcast with you guys yet. We already feel like you guys are really personable, really easily approachable, and the relationship, from the four of us, from our perspective, is already really great. We just can't wait to start broadcasting. I think our first broadcast with you guys is the All Star race that Alan Elwood put together, which is on July 19th, I believe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're happy to come. You guys came into our life, man. We were out there trying to find somebody for Mondays and I think Saturdays. We were looking for trying to fill either one of those two voids, and you guys came into messaged us. We had all you guys coming in. We did a huge chat. I mean, we sat down for like an hour or two. I mean, we were just going back and forth. And I mean, you guys seem to meld with us the way what we want to look at. I mean, we've reviewed some of your stuff. I mean, you guys race pretty cleanly. Carl's now raced with you guys for a while, and I mean, he comes back into our group chats. It's like, man, these guys are no joke. I like he's like, I gotta step up my game, and I think It's helping him also on his Thursday night league, running the cars twice a week now, and getting with both the really fast guys in fuel, and then working. Ours is, beginner series that he's in right there. So I mean, he's getting the best of both worlds. He's running with it. So he's talking nothing but love for you guys. So, but for me, I want to ask you is so you've run that far, going through. What is your favorite aspect of iRacing? Which class is your favorite to run right now?
Class as a vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle class.
Right now it's the B car. And mainly that's because that's what fuel runs. We actually really enjoyed the ARCA car. I don't do much official racing, just because that could be a total shit show and it's really unenjoyable to kind of waste your time. I always preferred leagues, the atmosphere of leagues and racing the same guys every week and learning off of each other. The service sometimes I feel like gives off like they're all sprint races, so everyone is just go 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 all the time. Where I like the style of kind of like an endurance
Yeah, I
thing.
gotcha.
I like sitting there for like an hour, hour and a half, and strategically, positioning myself, during the race and however it may play out. The service really doesn't do much for me. Right now, it'd be the B car. Actually, the ARCA car has been a blast in our little sportsman series that we've been running.
Yeah, Carl's been running in the TNT series, which they run that ARCA car. So he likes it a lot. I'm actually not. I've run it a few times, but not that much. We started running it in our sportsman series, and then we switched over to the trucks. But I guess I'll have to get familiar with it as I start running the TNT next week.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that sounds good. I know Carl has run with us and Josh and there might be a
Nick.
third Nick. Okay. And I know we didn't want to like we noticed like right away you guys like weren't as fast as like some of our members, which is fine. Like we're not a league that, shies people away from, being off the pace or whatever have you. Like you don't have to be the world's fastest guy. All we ask for is, be clean, be respectful. We don't really care how fast you guys are. A lot of the guys that have been removed from our league were some of our fastest guys just because of their attitude. We want a nice attitude, nice atmosphere, and a welcoming place to race, but also competitive. And I know some guys, who aren't up to pace would rather go to a different league where they can win and feel a little bit more successful. Or I always try to encourage guys who don't have that pace to say, hey, that's fine. But the only way you're gonna like improve is to be around people that are better than you. And there's always going to be someone better than you, no matter what you do in life.
Hey,
That's one of my sayings.
I just want to defend myself real fast. I did have had 3 11th place finishes in a row. Now, to be fair, this last week at the Glen, I think there were a total of like 13 people, but I'll take it. It wasn't last, so.
You'll have that with road courses. You don't really get that much of a turnout, which it's funny because that was I think, our cleanest race of the whole season.
I was
Well,
actually
there's
really
less
looking
people there
forward.
too.
Well, yeah, that helps. I was looking forward to that race because I felt like typically a lot of times, you see guys in oval leagues that don't do well on road courses, and I don't think I'm that bad. But then I got showed up to practice, and I guess everyone that showed up was just really good, and I was like, oh, well, this is not going to turn out well for me.
Yeah, and in our league, I think it's everyone's mostly an oval guy. Sorry, I got something in my eye, but we got like maybe 2 or 3 guys, that are really good at road courses. You got Riley Thompson and Thomas Bressy. Allen's pretty good, and then kind of everybody else. So when you guys, when we go to I think Sebring and stuff like that, they're gonna put on a show.
Yeah, man. For me, road courses, I'm pretty good at it, but I just can't get a full race to be consistent. That's kind of my thing. I just need to be able to string that whole entire race together. I mean, I'll throw in, 80, 90% race, and I'll make 1 or 2 dumb moves that just put me in too far
Yeah.
back. And then,
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I can't hang it out on the road courses like say Thomas Bressy can. He killed everybody last week.
I'm good for about a half a lap, and then I'm in the dirt somewhere.
I think you're giving yourself too much credit.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. I'm good for the first turn, and then that's about it. So yeah,
unless the first turn's at Watkins Glen.
I can
Yeah.
actually Watkins Glen. I'm not that bad. I can actually make it around that track. It's just Sears Point and all these other, Circuits of America, all those other courses. Oh, forget it. Just get me back on an oval, and I'm all good. I suck at road courses.
I think since I've been in Fuel, we've done maybe 5 or 6 road course races, and I think we've had a total of 3 full course cautions. And that's not to say, we always have at least 15 guys show up. There's one road course race we had like 30 guys, and still only had 1 caution. So we really have a good group of guys.
Sounds like it. We're looking forward to seeing you guys run. Definitely. I know Adam will be one of your broadcasters, and Larry will be the other one. So
Okay.
I'll get to watch them. So.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to. I gotta start looking at the rosters and start get familiar with the names, so we could spit it off like it's butter and not like like we're rusty here. So I got to get familiar with everybody.
That
Well,
first race, it doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
still gonna mess it up. Trust me.
Yeah,
and that's one
fine.
that's one thing that's nice about the All-Star race as well is with the format of it, one driver at a time getting kind of the focus. I think it helps the broadcast team as well. Kind of gives you a chance to both introduce the drivers to the audience and also for you to learn the drivers yourself.
Yeah, that's a hell of an event that Alan put together, and it just worked out with timing. Unfortunately won't be there because I'll be on vacation, so I'll try to tune in. But I'll be there for week 1 at Daytona.
Where are you going on vacation?
Wife just graduated. She got her master's degree in social work from Temple University. So for her graduation gift, she originally wanted to go to Europe, but COVID kind of really jacked things up with that. So we're going to Vegas for a couple days, and then we're going to drive out to somewhere in California, whatever she
Great,
wants to do.
great. That's a great one. I love Vegas. Vegas is one of my favorite places to go. When you're out there, don't forget to stop by the South Point Casino and Hotel right down on the other side of the strip and say hi to Brendan Gaughan, our buddy.
Oh, yeah. Is he in there?
Yeah, Brendan will be there. He's in and out of there every now and then. Yeah,
That's awesome. I know, the last time I was out in Vegas, Pete Rose, I met him. He does some signing at some sports store every day.
He's down there. Yeah, he does his show inside his store every afternoon. Yeah.
I think last time I was in Vegas was with Johnny Downey, and we were riding the elevators, and I forgot who just won in hockey. They just won the cup, and they were in the elevator with us because they were staying at the MGM Grand Studios hotel there in wonderful Vegas, and we're like, hey.
I just hope it cools down a little bit before we get out there because I know they got 115 every day or something like that.
Where you actually go? You going in 2 weeks?
Yeah, from the 16th to the week after, the 20th or something like that.
I hate to tell you,
It ain't gonna happen.
dude, you're gonna hate life. Let me just say, just stay inside those casinos or somewhere inside, because it doesn't matter whether it's 2:00 in the afternoon or 2:00 in the morning. It's still hot as hell. It sucks.
I will say
the heat makes you. It feels like you're cooking in an oven all the time.
I'm a summer baby, so I'd rather deal with that than the cold. To be honest, and we get a lot of cold up here.
No, I don't know.
I have to say, the joke, is always, well, it's a dry heat. It's not as, but honestly, as long as you can find shade, it is at least better than I'm in South Carolina. I know Randy's in Florida. Adam, are you in Texas, North Carolina right now?
I'm in Texas.
Texas, yeah. So I mean, it's the humidity. You get in the shade, and it's I'm still as hell. It doesn't help at all down here. But at least out there, you in Vegas, you walk down the strip, something, kind of hang out by the buildings that have the shade. It won't be quite as bad.
I got my first attempt of what Vegas would feel like though, but it was when I was in coming off the plane in Kuwait. I landed on a plane in Kuwait in August at 2 a.m, and I walked out, and that was the hottest air I've ever felt in my whole entire life, and that was horrible. And that was a wonderful 15-month tour I did there. It sucked. Luckily, I was on night shift most of the time, and I didn't have to deal with too much. It's just a night shift where you wake up in the middle of the daytime, you have to use the bathroom. You got to walk quite a bit to get to your bathroom and outside in the middle of the daytime.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So, Michael, speaking of Vegas and stuff, is that one of your favorite tracks, or how do you like Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
I tend to do really well at the intermediates, even and it's kind of the short tracks, but Vegas, Charlotte, Atlanta. Right now, I think Homestead's the best oval. Those kind of tracks. My luck, though, I'm a fan of Dale Jr. and I race like him. I do everything but win. So I got a lot of second place finishes in this league. I finished in every spot in the top 10 that's possible, except first and premier. I won a couple lower races, but I have not broken through yet, and hopefully I can do it for you guys.
Hopefully, Adam will get to call that one.
Yeah.
He'll say, hey, I talked to that guy.
If it happens, it's gonna be big. So, for me, anyway.
Oh, I feel you, man. I'm in, I think, two really good competitive leagues for Cup as a Premier IVRL and AOL. And IVRL, I finally broke through and got my Talladega win, and I won it. I mean, I passed them right going to the finish line. Right as I hit the finish line, I passed them, but also ran out of gas as soon as I hit the finish line.
Oh, wow.
And I was happy as hell to get that one. And
yeah,
I felt like I had a run a couple weeks ago, right before I left Charlotte. I think I had him. I had it the field beat, but I forgot. I ran Talladega the night prior, and I only got used to 55-mile-an-hour pit road. So I went down Charlotte at 55 and got a speeding penalty. Pissed me off. I could never recover. But
Yeah.
What's your Michael? Share a story online. What's one of those memorable stories that you can tell us that be interesting for us the listeners to listen to, like something that happened to you online, whether you race with somebody cool or you beat somebody cool or whatever.
Well, I'll never forget my first league win. It was my first league back in '04. It was a league called Victory Racing Speedway League or something like that. And I couldn't afford a wheel, and one of the requirements to be in the league was to have a wheel, and I just didn't tell nobody. So I was using the keyboard in NR03. I was using like the little arrow buttons, and we were running a cup car, and I downloaded a setup at Charlotte from Project Wildfire, and I smoked them. like I just killed them, and then they found out I didn't have a wheel, and they banned me. I'll never forget it.
I was expecting you to say that you were using a controller or something, and then you hit me with the keyboard, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, it was like this, tap, 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 tap. I murdered him though.
Left,
Man,
right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't even know how you do that. Like I was at iRacing like two weeks ago. I was on vacation. I was like, hey, maybe I could just hop in, run one lap at this new Nashville Super Speedway. I tried using a gamepad for my Xbox controller. I could not control the car. Then I was like, let me try my mouse, and I could get around one lap at Nashville. And I was like, no, I'm not going to try to risk just getting points to run one lap around, killing everybody.
Yeah, I think NR03 was a little bit more forgiving. I wouldn't even try a keyboard with iRacing.
Yeah.
I know one of our members just got a wheel, Shane Terrian, and I would have never known he was on a controller, but he was kicking our ass last year and the better half of this past season that we had. And he just switched over to wheel, and you can't even tell the difference. He's just that damn good.
Yeah, we had Larry. Larry was on a controller for a while, and finally, when I upgraded my Logitech to AccuForce, he was able to get my Logitech, the Thrustmaster T150. He was able to
Right.
get it, but he was able to somehow control it with that controller. I give him props because I try. I mean, he did way better than I did. Man, I got out there, my car was just it would just shoot everywhere. I couldn't do it. I was like, how do you make this thing go smooth? Because it's not smooth.
Right.
I've been racing these things since 1994, something like that, and I've never had anything but a wheel. So I don't know what it would feel like running a keyboard or pad or anything. That's bizarre.
Yeah,
Quick arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when I first started running the original NASCAR racing from Pyrrhus, I used a joystick, like a flight stick.
Oh.
It wasn't
tried
great.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was honestly better than a keyboard.
Yeah, because those things, you have like a floating one, kind of like the one I had it floated a little bit, so you could be a little more smoother. But I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad. So.
It had a little bit more of access play versus an Xbox controller. You just go eat, and you're done. Like at least the big one, you have a little bit more of a long pivot arm.
Yeah, now look at us. We all got rigs.
What you guys talking about? And so, share your most embarrassing moment while racing.
Oh man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I mean I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I don't do a lot of dumb shit. I guess recently at the duels in January, we go on to pace off, and my internet cuts out, and I come back, and I just almost took the field out because I was on the apron and hit the grass, and you know how your game acts when your internet's acting up. And I thought, and it got caught in a broadcast. He called me out. He said, "Well, he's gonna come back on the track," and luckily I didn't. That's really the only thing I think of.
Wow. So you haven't had any of these. We've had some pretty good ones in a couple of the races that we've had. You had one guy say, "Sorry, guys, my wheel fell off." And another guy where his back of his chair fell off.
Wow. Yeah, I've had my wheel fall off in the past.
Oh, okay. So did you continue on?
Man, that was so long ago when they used to bolt it to my actual desk, but I don't remember what happened in that situation. I remember it coming off of my hand, I remember one time my TSW fell off my desk and hit the floor. That thing was a brick. That thing would not
I
die.
had one of those too. I know those things are huge, like
Yeah.
really big. I actually sold mine a few years ago because I thought I was completely out of this whole thing. And I sold it for $40.
Yeah, you could probably drop that off your roof and it would still work. That's how
Yeah.
big those things
Yeah,
are.
indestructible. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, what are you running now? What kind of equipment are you running?
I got a G29. I mean, actually, in my 20 years, whatever, I had taken a 5-year break because life got in my way. I didn't
Like
have a
always.
place. Yeah, I didn't have a place to sim race or anything like that. So 2015, between 2015 and 2020, I didn't have anything to do with the sim. I think I was also burned out from it too. You know how that gets. But I got an NZXT pre-built, 32-inch monitor. I got a G29 with a GT Omega sim rig, seat and all that stuff. Logitech keyboard. Pretty simple setup. I wish I had room for triples, but I never had them, so I don't. I guess I
So
don't
if you
need
don't
it.
have room for triples, go VR. I mean, if you have to stick on a single screen, like your next logical step is to try VR. In my opinion, I mean, you can give it a shot whenever you get the funds to go up and get something from like Walmart or Best Buy, and then something with a good return policy. So if you don't like it, you can return it.
I'm just afraid that like it would like drop my visuals and my performance down
I
on
do.
the
I
sim.
I've had singles, I've went to triples, and now I'm on VR, and I love it. I just hopped in for my new VR. It's looks fantastic. I got like 30 seconds into it, then but I had to get ready for the podcast tonight. I finally got it up and running tonight. But no, the Oculus. I had like the Oculus Quest 2. It's the best of both worlds of hybrid in that it doesn't take a demanding system to make it look good, and you have a little bit better depth perception. I mean, it's 100% better on road courses. I mean, you're able to turn left and right to spot your entry and exits. But I mean, it's something to do if you later in the road you want to continue improving or adding something to it. I suggest going VR if you don't have a space for it, because not everybody has the space to throw up a
Right.
gigantic triple monitor setup, and then also the resources. I mean, the 3 monitors takes a lot. It takes a really good VR a video card to make that run.
Right. Yeah, maybe
Well,
in the
and
future. Go ahead.
Carl?
sorry, I was just gonna say. I mean, with VR, I mean, I think it's a trade off. Like kind of what you were saying there. It's kind of a trade off between you sacrifice some of the field of view. I have to turn my head a lot more.
You kind of we can kind of grow you guys. We can kind of grow together.
Gotcha.
We're at like a crossroad, not a crossroads, but like with the league and all the changes that have happened, and you guys coming along with us, it feels everything feels brand new. So, we hope that we can just grow our relationship with you guys, help you guys grow with viewers because Fuel's pretty known. I know like when we were on our previous broadcaster, we get around like 30 to 40 viewers. It depends, but that's what we hope for. We hope that we can kind of keep our car counts up the whole year, and just really give you guys a show.
Yeah, I think you guys will do definitely give us a show. From what we've heard from Carl and Nick and Josh, everybody said you guys are going to be really good. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, I'm glad you got with us. We're kind of like the best of both worlds. We got a lot of really great uh, guys that work behind the scenes, like Carl and Larry and Nick, Josh, and all these guys are these really tech guys. Adam, I'm not that guy. I'm the broadcaster guy that came in and trained these guys how to be broadcasters. That's all I am. I'm just a guy who teaches them.
We don't ask Randy down there for anything technical advice at all.
No.
Yeah.
You asked me questions about all the other stuff, so that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, your team kind of sounds like our admin team. Like each one of our admin guys are excelling in an area or are better in an area than somebody else. So we all kind of each do certain things. So we're not stepping on each other's toes, but like what I'm good at, say Will and Cal might not be good at. And what Alan's good at, I'm not good at. Alan was really good at getting sponsorships and stuff like that. I don't know how to talk to people that way. Um, stuff like that. So we all really kind of work together and we gel. And it sounds like you guys, do the same thing.
Yeah, we're the same thing. We got, like Josh is a great marketing guy. Carl's a great mind and just figuring out new stuff, being very creative and ahead of the curve. We all have our roles. So,
All right,
Adam,
man.
are you going to say something?
No, man. It was a pleasure having you on tonight, man. And we're looking forward to this All-Star race to kind of get to know you. I know a lot of our viewers from the AOL and IVRL will definitely be tuning in to see you guys, see what you guys have to do, and then hopefully, we'll retain all your viewers from your other. Hopefully, you guys spread to your family and friends and fuel to start subscribing now. So when that All-Star race hits, they can start seeing what the new season's going to look like.
Yeah, we're excited. Thanks. I really enjoyed this. I always I wanted to do my own podcast with my buddies, and that never worked out. And I always, podcasts are like a new thing, and I'm like, man, I want to be on a podcast with somebody's. So I was super excited for this all day, to be honest. So
Were you nervous?
a little bit. I used the bathroom before I came. I got my little yingling here to calm my nerves before I go to bed.
Oh, Larry would approve that. You brought your drink along.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm sure we'll see you somewhere along the season again. So,
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. All right, so we're going to move on, and we've got the IVRL talk coming up here. We're going to talk a little bit about the league. I believe we do have Joseph Causey. Am I correct about that? Is he around here? Has anybody seen him on?
I don't see him.
I don't see him on yet.
No, I don't see him here yet.
Okay, well, hopefully he'll join us here shortly, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about with the IVRL. We had a great race this weekend. We had, or this week, I guess it was Tuesday nights. Hard to get my nights situated. We had a great race. IVRL was at Pocono. It came down to pretty much pit strategy with gas mileage. We really thought there was going to be something somebody's going to run out on the last lap, which a couple of people did. Adam, did you get a chance to watch the race at all?
I watched a little bit of it. Pocono for me is always about strategy. Every time I've raced, I mean, it's a gigantic track, and to me, it's always about pit strategy. I start looking at how many laps of fuel am I getting? What's the race length or the stage length? And I started trying to backtrack it to see, can I pit? If I clutch it going into 1 and 3, will I save enough gas to give me another lap to get to the end? And I came close when we ran an AOL for the truck series. I came very close to getting that one just right. But I always overestimated, and that's my problem. Is I was like, oh well, I saved 3 extra laps, and I lost so much time doing that.
Well, that's pretty much what happened this past Tuesday night. Thomas Carino Jr. was your winner, and Thomas had got on a little different pit strategy than everybody else, and he was able to run away with 15 seconds of a lead. Now, eventually, that came down towards the end of it. I think he ended up winning by 5 or so seconds ahead of everybody else. And we had a new guy, this Duncan guy that was in there, and he led for a long time. I mean, he was out there and did really well. And we're like, who is this guy? And Thomas just figured out what to do and how to it just worked out perfect for him. It was awesome to watch him get his first win in the IVRL Butt Kicker Series this week. And our hopefully we'll get in our points leader, who came in third, Joseph Causey, who was third in that race. He was trying to run them down. He kept getting into all this, getting behind this guy, and he'd get up there and then he'd go back, get up there and go back. Both him and Greg Holt would just kind of try to find the perfect place to be, and every time they get there, something would happen. So we all know how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I know in the truck series when we ran it, I would be able to catch Josh going down the front stretch there, crossing the finish line, but I couldn't do anything with it. But then all the extra speed I'm not used to, trying to chase down Josh, kind of blow turn 1, and I had Brandon behind me, and going to turn 2, and he's gaining on me. But then by the time he catches me, there's nothing he could do because we're already in the corner. So it was a game of cat and mouse there, and nobody could really make any positions there. It's a tough track to get it, and if you miss turn 2, you missed out passing opportunity coming on a 3.
Yeah.
You said it's a tough track. You could even say that it's a tricky triangle.
Yes, tricky triangle.
Yeah, it's a triangle. Yeah, definitely. And do you guys know? I learned this from our buddy Nick. Do you know how they came up with the shape of the track?
I did not. I know Nick.
Hold on. They I actually don't. I know that the corners are modeled after other track corners, but I honestly don't know the shape why it came along.
It's off a piece of pizza. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he Nick. He has these crazy facts that he finds somewhere, and it actually was designed after a piece of pizza.
Rain Man.
Are we sure that he didn't make it up?
He does think about food a lot, so maybe so, but
I'm just saying I never fact check the guy. I just always assume that he's right. So.
Yeah, we should fact check him a little bit more because
everybody takes him as as facts here. This guy's out here just spitting off random things like Rain Man. So, but yeah, Pocono's a fun track. I'm looking forward to it Sunday. We're going to be racing that in the AOL Cup Series. I got to get some track. I haven't touched the race rig in about 3 weeks now, so I got to get underneath there and get some laps underneath me.
You better do that. Yeah, definitely.
I have to make some time. The wife works tomorrow a little bit, so I got to do that. My kid sleeps until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so hopefully, I'll wait till that. Yeah, teenager life.
All right, let's look at the points in the IVRL. Joseph Causey he leads the points by quite a bit, actually. He's got 880 points over second place Greg Holt, who has 773. Now, Causey does have 10 wins, where
Crazy.
No one is even close to him. I mean, he's won on every single type of racing service there is. It doesn't matter if it's short track. It doesn't matter if it's a street course. Even if we did have a street course, he'd probably win that. But a road course.
Please God, don't put that street course in there.
Well,
it probably will get in there, dude.
and I'm looking here. I mean, Greg Holt has 3 wins, which in most leagues would be pretty respectable. But it kind of pales in comparison when you get to 10. That is insane.
I mean, I'll give it up to Greg though. I mean, he's a hell of a driver no matter what track there is. I try to emulate what he's driving style and try to learn from it. I mean, when we were at Dover, I came out of pits and I think I ran with him for 10, 15 laps until the tires started to fall off. But he kept going the same speed, and I'm like, my tires are falling off. And then I just saw him just start pulling away, and I'm trailing away. I'm just like, man, how is he keeping up the speed this whole entire time? I could run when he was fast. But,
well, I'll tell you, since I've got a guy that I think you should really try to emulate. You've been away for a couple of weeks, so I'm just going to give the guy you definitely want to emulate. That's Joshua Cathright. Cathright is, I mean,
is that who I want to emulate? Is that?
Yeah, that's exactly who you want to emulate. Just run into everybody.
Exactly, and then cut people's nose off and blame them for cutting the nose off because that's what happened.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry, Joshua, if you're watching. We're just having a little fun with you, man. So drawing up a little controversy, you got to do that every now and then. If you're the butt end of the joke, I'm sorry. Not really.
But I'm not looking forward to next week. I think we're going to Road Atlanta.
Road Atlanta.
I am not looking forward to that at all. It's like this is the most road course heavy season I've ever seen in my life.
Well, that's just the way. I mean, every one of the series are all going that way. Road course this, road course that. How do you think I feel? I can't even drive one. I can't even get through one turn without wrecking.
I might look forward to it next year because the next gen car kind of looks like it's more geared to having road courses. But until then, I'm not liking it.
Yeah, and I know we have Bristol, and that's been added this year in the dirt. That wasn't any fun.
Oh, I love that one. I just didn't have any luck. both in the IVRL and the AOL. I think IVRL, somebody got into Patrick Gaspar, and then he came down on me. I tried going low to get away from everybody, and everybody came to me. Messed me up. I couldn't get back on the lead lap after passing everybody. And then was it an AOL Cup Series? Basically the same thing. People came down. I got spun into pit road penalties and just couldn't overcome it.
Yeah, I didn't have any fun in that race, so I don't even know if I won. I don't even know if I ran it.
And we know somebody that did run Bristol Dirt in AOL. He got third.
He did.
He did.
Is that where he got third?
Yes.
Was it Bristol,
Yeah.
the road course?
It's the one that he beat Justin Anderson at.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on the dirt.
Yeah, he won. He got third place, and he's so happy that he beat Justin Anderson and got third.
Wow.
You know what place Justin Anderson got?
Fourth.
Provisional.
Oh, really?
He didn't run.
Oh, he didn't run?
Yeah.
Well, I think I beat some people that way too then, but I'm not going to brag about it. But anyways, on the points, so Greg Holt is second. Brandon Massey, who has 2 wins, is third right now. Thomas Carino now sitting fourth with his first win. Will Cannon is fifth. And Adam, you are sixth because of your 1 win at Talladega.
Yes, I'm surprised I only dropped 1 spot in the points after being gone for those 2 weeks. So that's kind of a good.
Well, that's we're just locking in the chase, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It's based on that. Now, if we're looking at straight ahead points, Patrick Gaspar is seventh. Nicholas Weatherby is eighth. Charles Yerrick is ninth. Harvey Abrams is 10th. Ira Kohlhaas is 11th. 12th, Kristen Converse. Cody McKinney is 13th. Tom Schuett is 14th. 15th, Joey McKinney. And 16th is Derek Schilling. The one that was at the cutoff, Joshua Cathright, he's pretty much out of this thing now since he's been totally, 2 weeks he'll be gone. But really, if you look at the way the points kind of structure, if you're not running, I'm going to say 9th now after last week, you probably don't have much of a chance of winning anything. Once you get into 10th, Harvey has 569 points. And he's 191 points back from Causey. I don't know. I'm thinking that might, actually, 190.
It all depends on if everybody still shows up. I think last year, it's a long season. People don't make it every single race. I mean, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
7 races. 7 races.
Yeah, 7 races left. And, people don't show up. That's 30, 40 points depending on where you're at. You do good in stage points, you can make up some there. So I mean, there's ways to get yourself up there if you're hanging around that bottom area around 17, 18, 19. But I mean, you're gonna have to put in the work.
Yeah, and I mean, Patrick Gaspar hasn't won a race yet. Nicholas Weatherby has run really, really good in that 23 car. He hasn't won yet. Ira Kohlhaas, who's been pretty consistent in and out there. Sometimes he'll have a good night, sometimes he won't. But sometimes we've seen him run really, really good. So, he could break through. Kristen Converse is one of those, he's like that kid that is, when he runs, he's just knocking on the door every race. And I can't imagine we go 7 more races without him winning one of these races. And so that's going to knock some things off.
Yeah, let me see. I'm going to look at the next couple of races here. So, what was it? We got Road America. That one's not the best.
Causey's going to win that.
So we have Daytona. That's that's anybody's game. So that's the last race for the cutoff, and that's anybody, and that's a wild card. So you're sitting in 15th or 16th. You could be bounced out if a lower person around 18th, 19th, 20th in points wins, and you're out. So
actually, Kristen Converse was one that won that the very first race of the season in the Clash. He won that race. So, maybe that's his breakthrough. But we saw in this past week in the sportsman running plate racing, anything can happen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Nick won.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Nick won.
Oh man. So let's see. This week we're going to Road Atlanta. I did a lot of practice for in I think it was at the Corvette for the 26-hour, 8-hour event for team. I do not like that track whatsoever. We did a whole bunch of it. So I didn't like in the Corvettes. I know I'm not gonna like in the Cup car at all.
Going to be a little pushy.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to get the brake bias just right so you're not overspinning it, and then going through the S's there, those blind corners, it's going to be a nightmare. I just hopefully by turn one, it's a big looper there, so hopefully we can all kind of spread out and kind of get single file before we start climbing up the hill right there and drop down through the S's. So that's my only hope. We kind of did that at Coda because Coda's kind of the same way, except for you go up a long hill and everybody kind of makes that hard left. But Roto Atlanta, yeah, it's a little bit different.
Got any experience on that there, Carl?
Not on Road Atlanta, no. I haven't. I don't think I've run any laps there. There's always a chance in one of the non-iRacing sims I've run there at some point, but not in iRacing.
Okay. So let's go ahead and give our picks for this week. Who do we think might be the guy to, if we got anybody that we're going to look for, maybe be a breakthrough guy here, or we just looking at the same old cast of characters up front?
I mean, for me, in this league, it's hard to bet against Causey and Gaspar. If Gaspar can pull together, he's going to be there at the end. He showed it on almost every road course that we were at. But he just being consistent. That's the thing. Causey, just an animal. I don't think he made a mistake. Last one we did at AK Sears Point, Sonoma.
Yeah. He didn't no mistakes at all.
I mean, I think Gaspar was on his heels for the most of the race there just kind of wiped out near the end.
Yep. He just overdrove it there at the end trying to get around him because he knew he had to put everything in to beat him and just didn't work its way. Carl?
Well, I mean, I think it's tough to pick against Causey, but Gaspar's been there for basically every road course. He's been right there. I want to go with someone different though. Kind of outside the box here. Let's see here. I am going to go with. If I get stuff to load. I'm gonna go with Christian Converse if he's there.
Yeah, that all matters. Well, if he's doing his football thing or all that other stuff that mom and dad have to make him do.
Yeah, he's really good. And another wild card that's been up there, and if he can just stay consistent, is Nicholas Weatherby. I mean, Coda, he didn't practice too much beforehand, but as the race went on, I mean, beforehand, I mean, he's in the chat cussing, I hate this track, I hate it, and I just see him blow the doors off of me, and continue to drive up front. And he did the same thing until he hit some dirt there on the carousel, and once you hit that dirt at Sonoma, your car is done with. It takes a while to get that dirt off your tires, and your car's just slick. So, it's going to be different story. So Nicholas Weatherby could be a factor this weekend or next week as well.
He seems to be a factor almost every week. I mean, lately, probably the last 7 races or so, it's just kind of he's been somewhere near the front.
He's also had some exciting misses too during some wild cautions.
Yes.
He's in the general chat with me usually, with me and Charles and Nick. I think Jacob Kaplan was in there one time with us, and 48, and Nicholas is a character, man. He gets in there talking, and he's like, "Holy crap! I don't know how I missed it. They better have shown that one because that was the most wild wreck." And then, like 5 laps later, we have another wild wreck, and he's in the middle of it again. I missed it again.
Maybe we'll have to have him on the show one day. So if we haven't had him on here, have we?
We got him.
We did.
The week prior to me winning, we had him on because I called my shot and he called his shot.
That's right. Now I remember that. So, I'm gonna go with Gaspar. I think Patrick is if he's got a shot at beating anybody, Causey, whoever. I think it's going to be at a road course. I think this is going to be it. This week is going to be his race. Although Causey said, "Well, I run really good there."
Yeah.
So, what else is new, Joseph? Your dog probably runs good there as well. So, yeah. Anyways, so that's my pick. I'm going to say Patrick Gaspar wins this week. You got Causey, and we know we're talking about possibly, at number 23 actually getting somewhere up there as well.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's cycle in and go into TNT.
Yeah, we got a commercial or anything before this? We got a little break?
Yeah, let's go.
Or do we not? Let's take a break.
The AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
There we go.
What's that?
Now we're back.
We good now?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, so we a little technical dystrophies. What you want to say? Difficulties. Anyways, it's the Ghostfire Media Podcast. Randy Pepper here alongside Adam Wood and Hot Carl Henderson on a beautiful Friday night. Good night here. It's good to have everybody watching tonight. If you're watching, say hi to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you're watching on YouTube, whether today or tomorrow or wherever, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, give us a subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you'll know when we post another one of our Ghostfire Media podcasts or any of the races. Also, if you ever want to watch any of our broadcasts, this is a great way to do it. So if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also hit that bell notification so you'll know when we're live or broadcasting something going on. So
I love getting the notifications for it because I love YouTube versus Facebook, because on my TV I can open up the YouTube app from my phone, stream it to my TV, and I can watch the race right there on the TV, and I control everything instead of trying to watch it on my phone or have to be in front of a computer to watch it on Facebook. So it's nice to be able to, like I'm watching NASCAR on Sunday afternoon, and just put it on whenever I need to. So that's the beauty of us going to YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. So look for Ghostfire Media Pod or Ghostfire Media. I don't want to say podcast, but just look for Ghostfire Media. It's a little wrench with a little, a little black thing around it, and just hit that and like us. And while you're on there, look up Randy's Attic and give me a like. And I'd love to have you on part of my channel. I run a channel talking about all kinds of stuff, and I'd love to have you part of my family as well. So Randy's Attic on YouTube. Give me a subscribe. So, anyways,
guys, I got some good news.
What you got?
We have a guest. We had to do some scrambling there to put some things together. But we have Timothy St. Jean in the waiting lounge. We want to bring him in.
You had to travel far from up north to get here?
Yeah.
He did. All right, let's bring him in. Let's talk to our champ. Who's going to bring him in? Come on, bring him in. Bring him in.
You got it or me? Okay.
There it is. All right, there we go. All right, let's see if Tim's got his camera going tonight. We want to see what he's drinking tonight. Tim, are you there?
He's got to press the button.
Yeah, I'm here. I had to switch over from my wheel to my keyboard for the button.
I got him.
Tim, no camera tonight?
Yeah. Just give me 1 second.
I forgot. I know you're old, so you're old like me. So there he
you
is.
go, guys.
Yeah, there is a champ. There he is. So our guest tonight is Tim St. Jean out of Canada. Where are you actually in Canada? Nova Scotia? Or where are you at? No, I know Mike is in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I'm in Nova Scotia. I'm only an hour drive north of Mike.
Okay. So everybody's up there in Nova Scotia, up on the coast. And good. That's cool up there. That's real pretty up there, man. Now I know why you're up there. I know it's cold, but it's nice.
It is nice in the summertime. It's really, really warm because you get the humidity off the ocean. But in the summertime, it's nice and a damp winter day. It gets pretty darn cold. I've seen it go up to at least minus 45 up here. So it can get cold.
So I gotta ask you: have you ever done the trick where you get the boiling pot of water and you throw it outside and it turns to ice? You know, I see all those YouTube videos and all those little things.
You know how old I am, right?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have fun sometimes.
I think he had fun last night.
Oh, last night was a blast. I had really enjoyed my evening there.
So going into the race, how optimistic were you at winning this thing?
I knew I had to really work hard because I know that Sean Camodi is pretty darn good at short tracks. And I knew if he was there, I was going to have a heck of a time trying to stay in front of him. I had to be in front of him to finish, to get the championship. So with him there, and then Josh, just 17 points behind me, I had to be careful where he finished. If I had a bad night, I had to be at least, 2 positions behind him just to be able to stay ahead of him. So it was a very, let's say, planned night on what I had to do to win the championship, and I definitely tried to focus on that a lot.
So my question is, it unfortunately Sean did not have the night he wanted to. He had a lot of technical difficulties. Basically everything threw that man the curveball from hell, and he couldn't recover. So once that happened, you understand that the probability of him coming back on a lead lap was none to zero. Were you trying to be aggressive, or were you playing defense and just trying to make it to the end?
After he'd had those problems, and I saw that he was like 7 laps down, I knew it was going to be hard for him to get those laps back. But the way the cautions were flying, there was a chance that he could get back on the lead lap. So I was sort of playing more aggressive than I was conservative, and tried to be up near the front at the end of the race. So if he does happen to get on the lead lap, he'd have to pass quite a few cars to get to me.
Well, you know what you should have done, just in the interest of fairness, you should have gone to the pits and gone 7 laps down and just raced him for it.
You had to be 5 laps down.
What were you worried about, Carl? You won.
Yeah, Carl won the race, by the way, if you didn't watch the race last night. Carl won the race and had a little controversy of his own there, winning the race. But
Well, you would have to have watched it last night and know that I won because there wasn't a post about it on Facebook. But and also GFM didn't show my burnout, but that's okay.
Well, there was no post to share.
But Carl, you ran a good race. You had some real help from Nick Adams, because he really did slow me down a lot, got you away from me.
Oh, wow. So you're saying that Nick actually was holding you up.
Oh, yes, he was. And I wasn't trying to push it too hard to get around him because I knew what his plan was to keep me behind him.
So you do know they are teammates, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I wouldn't be so confident in that because so Nick was saying things on the radio, saying things like, don't worry, I'll keep Tim behind me. But I also could see what Nick was trying to do in my rearview mirror, and I think he was doing everything he could to pass me. because he wanted to win 2 nights in a row, I think.
Oh man, he got a little overzealous there at the end. I mean, he finally got himself
Uh-huh.
back up to the front, and he was trying to go.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he
had a little
certainly
momentum.
was putting the pressure on Carl, and I guess his tires just wore out, and he just started dropping back, and that's when he decided to try to hold me back.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he was definitely holding you back a little bit. So that would have been cool to win the championship and win the race.
I was trying.
Oh man, but you know, it was a great race for the most part. I mean, not too many green flag laps. I know everybody wanted to see it go green though, and I mean, there's a lot of little problems here that just caused chaos last night between the drivers. You know, Josh got taken out by somebody quite a few times. You know, he
I was
did
going
it.
to say, which time?
He did to himself the first one. I think I haven't discussed it with him, but I believe that that first incident, I think when he just got back on the gas on cold tires, I think he spun the tires and it kind of got him a little sideways and hit Carl. So I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looked like me. And then from there, it just put him in the back. And then you guys pitted, and all the CCR cars pitted and went to the back, and he just never could recover.
Yeah, I think coming from a driver during practice time, I did the same damn thing that Josh did. Come loose off the corner, and if you overcorrect it too much, you're definitely going to the right real fast.
So next season, it's going to be a little tougher for all you guys, as the Cup guys or some of the Cup guys are going to come down and race in the TNT division. Now, Tim, you're racing the Cup anyway, so this really no shock to you. These guys, you've raced around them for weeks now, so you understand them. But some of these other guys that aren't used to racing with some of these Cup guys, what kind of what do you think these guys are going to think when they see these guys?
Well, I think it's going to be rough for a little while because new drivers, new driving styles, new braking points that nobody's familiar with now. Where we've been racing together for quite a while now, that we do have a fair idea of what braking points we're going to be doing coming into the corner and what lines we like. Now with the new guys coming down from Cup, and they're going to be a little bit quicker on some of them, they may be a little more aggressive and cause a little more problems. But hopefully, like I say, it's gonna be rough in the first few weeks, but it should clear up after that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, we were talking in one of our team chats today about this whole entire process of how, you know, you're going to get the Cups come down. You know, they might think they have the advantage, but I think the TNT drivers are going to have the advantage. I mean, you guys have been running the car for the last, 12 weeks now? I mean, you guys know it. I mean, who knows what these Cup cars, if they're only out there running the Cup cars, you know, mainstream or just the trucks. And when's the last time they touched the ARCA car? So you guys, I think you guys have the competitive edge. I think what's gonna happen that I was thinking was that the Cup car is going to come down thinking that they should be running top tier or up front, and then they put themselves in bad places because you're running in the development league.
Yeah, that will happen, but they have to also remember that they're coming down to development series,
Yes.
so there's going to be a lot of issues at the
Yes.
beginning.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because you guys are used to kind of knowing how everybody runs in TNT. You know everybody's quirks, like how they like to run their lines, their braking points, like you said, and the Cup drivers won't know how to deal with that for a couple weeks. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get that adjustment there done.
Yeah, and it's also tricky trying to work your way through the field, especially with the guys who cannot hold the line quite as steady as you wish they would going through the corners or stuff like that. So some drivers coming down from the Cup will not realize that, and that's where some of the issues are going to come from too.
Yeah, I think they're going to come down. They're going to see, some of the guys that we know, the back marker guys, have been running back there. Not all the time. I mean, everybody has their good races, but Tom Stevens will be back in the back a lot. DW Wright's back there.
Larry Patrick.
Larry's not even here. not even here defend himself. You're messing with him. But I mean, yeah, some of those guys say they get caught, maybe they pit and those guys stay out, and now they've got to deal with getting around some of those guys and they're not used to that. This is going to get kind of crazy. Are you smoking on the air?
Yes, sir.
We're not sponsored by them.
We're not sponsored by. Yeah, is that the pot? Are you in the pot? By the way, it's legal in Canada. No,
Yes, it is.
it is. Yeah, it is legal up there. That's right. Yeah, that's why you guys could handle the whole pandemic up there, because everybody was stoned the whole time, waiting to open back up.
No disease will want me. I'm stoned.
What are you drinking tonight, there, Tim?
Canadian coffee.
I knew it. I knew it. He had the Canadian coffee going on. So
You know what it is, right, Andy?
I don't know what it is. Explain it to me.
Well, it's 3/4 of a cup of 151 proof rum and the rest coffee.
Oh boy.
It
Yeah.
sounds like my buddy's Dare's drink of choice. He would wake up in the morning, and that dude would he would do it. Remember, we were at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We were out camping. He invited us out to go camping with him for the race, and we were out there, me and wife. I think it's like 2004 or 5. And he wakes up in the morning, gets out of the tent, sits by the campfire, just pours it straight, gets his little whiskey, pours it straight in there, and he's like, "All right, I'm good to go. Let's have a good day." I was like, "Damn, you gotta start the morning off right."
Oh
yeah.
So last night you guys also started a little late. How much of a
Yes.
distraction was that to you guys?
A distraction?
Yeah,
it
was it a
wasn't really. It
distraction?
wasn't really a distraction. It's just the waiting time. You got to remember, we started at 9 o'clock all through the week, the season, and then the last race of the season, we got 15 minutes. It's really not any different. You get 15 minutes more practice, so it really didn't make any difference on when we started.
Did you feel like that was the right thing to do, to wait for a guy that was, we know he's running for a championship, but Jimmy Johnson wasn't at the racetrack. NASCAR was not going to wait for him.
Well, there's pros and cons on that. That's definitely going to happen because people will say that, okay, we started at 9 o'clock every night for the whole season, and why we start at 9:15 because one person can't make it. The other side is he is the points leader. He did inform the admins that he's going to be a little late, and to make it fair for him, we'll try and hold it up. As it was, I think he arrived 5 minutes before 9 anyways.
Yeah, I think, he was pretty close there. Yeah.
So and I mean, I'll add on to that in defense of us, delaying the race is, what you said there, Randy, about like Jimmy Johnson. If Jimmy Johnson missed a race altogether, he also wouldn't get provisional points. So I mean, we're more casual than we're not professionals. But I would ask, the only I will ask is that the admins, put guidelines and rules around this. If it's something we're going to do. Similar to how the technical difficulty rule with, like, the first 10 laps or whatever, like, don't make it judgment calls, because if I'm stuck in traffic or something, I want to know if that's something like, well, can I call, message an admin and get the race delayed, that sort of thing. Just have some rules and guidelines around it, so we're open and we're clear. I know it was an exceptional circumstance.
Oh yeah, it was a last
but
minute thing, and then a last minute call
Yeah.
that the admins had to do. And then I think they would have been nicer if they would have posted up in the AOL chat, so we all guys would have known about it. Because me, Randy, and Larry were about to press the live button, and we noticed that no, we're not going to go live. We got to wait another like 15-20 minutes before we can press that live button.
Yeah, I'm in support of them doing it. I think
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for you, Tim, but I feel like it would have cheapened the championship to a degree if the points leader missed the race by 15 minutes. I think it's good for the league and everything to have everyone, the contenders there.
But as it was, he had difficulties.
Yep.
So yeah, he had technical difficulties with his computer, and so it really didn't matter.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and yeah, it was unfortunate for that because we were hoping to see a really good race. We did. I mean, it was kind of. He actually did make it exciting because we kept watching every time a caution came out. He made a lap up, and it was like, man, is he going to do that? Yeah, that was like me and Adam and Larry are all going, dude, he's 3 laps down. Oh no. Oh, this guy wrecked. Oh no, now he's going to have to fight to get that thing back. That guy's going to get the lap back. Now he's back another lap. It was.
Oh, trust me, I was watching that countdown, and oh.
So yeah, that's funny. So that was kind of a distraction for you there, I guess, at one point.
Yeah, seeing the cautions come and seeing the laps laps behind get smaller and smaller. I had a feeling that, like I said, he could have got onto the lead lap, and if he did, I was going to have to work hard for it. At that time, all I had to do was keep Josh behind me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I mean, Josh would have to do a Hail Mary if he would have got up there. Like I said, if you watch the race, my thoughts was he'd had to win the race and have to get every single bonus point. And after Sean had his issues, you would have to finish, I think, like 8th or further back to be able to make up all the bonus points and that first place finish to actually get past you, Tim.
He tried. Yeah. I mean, he got the pole, and it was like when he got the pole, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, when he got the pole, I was thinking, okay, yeah, he's going to have to lead all the laps or get the most laps led. And so he's going to get all those bonus points, and I'm going, all right, what's the calculation? What's my calculation? And okay, if he wins the race, I got to finish 3rd.
Yeah. So you had really thought about it quite a bit then.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since last, a week ago Thursday.
As soon as the last points
came
out.
Yeah, when the update came out and it said I was 2 points behind Sean and 17 ahead of Josh, I'm going, okay, I started calculating from then. What should I do?
Oh, man.
I had faith in you. I really did. I've always said this. Everybody's always talking about this. When you got in this league, I said, once Tim figures this thing out, you guys are in trouble because I know how Tim is. He's going to be the man to beat. So at least you proved me right. So I'm happy for you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Randy. On from the beginning was to stay consistent. I had to be consistent. I knew I'm not a consistent winner, but I'm consistent in being in the first top 5 is what I work for. And I knew if I can stay in the top 5, I have a pretty good chance of getting the championship at the end of the season.
And you say you're not a consistent winner. See, I recall something racing with you not long ago, and it was pretty much, hey, I wonder how long it's going to take for Tim to win this race.
Yeah, that's back in ARCA when I was ARCA sim racing. I've won a ton of races back then.
Yeah,
I always went in turn 1.
And then you hit the wall in turn 2.
Yep. Put to the floor.
Yeah.
So Tim, I want to ask you. I want to ask about next season, and there's the fact that we're as we mentioned earlier, we're the new drivers. We're going to have much larger fields, and what that means is that finishing last near the back is going to have more of a penalty than it does now, because winners aren't going to get more points. It's that further back you are, you're going to get less points. So, I mean, with your racing style versus someone like Josh, honestly, who is going to go out and win a lot of races, but also a lot of times finish further back than you. Do you think having a bigger field is going to be more of a benefit to you, or more of a benefit to someone like Josh?
It's probably going to be more benefit to my driving style. I'm more of a long run driver. I focus on being smooth and just consistent on every corner. I don't go for speed because speed usually burns up your tires pretty quick. So with a bigger field, if I can pull a few cars beyond the faster cars at the beginning of the race, and they finish further back. Of course, it's going to definitely benefit me.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of guys running really, really fast too. The guys that are all coming down from Cup, they're gonna focus on that speed, and you're not going to be focusing. So, yeah, So you won the second season. The first season, Josh won the first one. Is that correct?
Yep.
So you guys are running to get the turtle. So if somebody else wins the third season, maybe one of these new guys, I
don't know what happens there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out myself. How do we, with points? I guess we're gonna have to figure that. I guess we'll have to have one of the admins come on and tell us how that's going to work.
I thought it was always by the points for the year.
Just cut them up in 3 and send it out.
And Josh keeps an up-to-date spreadsheet. If he sends me a link, I can probably share where everyone's. Last time I checked for the year-long standings, Josh is in first and I'm in second.
Okay, yeah, because that's right. Because Tim was only there for one season, so yeah, it would be.
Well, no, I mean Tim was there for every race but one last season, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed one.
Which hurt.
I missed one race in the Legends cars.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Legends cars. I already forgot about those little things. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah. You know, Tim, you know how it is when you get old like this, you just forget stuff really easy.
What did you say?
What's your name again there? I recognize you. You were at Walmart at 3:00 in the morning in 1942. I remember back in 42, but I don't remember it crap yesterday. But, well, yeah, so that'll be interesting to see who wins the overall, because I don't think any of the new guys can win that. It's going to be still up to you guys to win that overall. So
yeah, because we've ran the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, you guys will have the most amount of points. So you're still running for the turtle either way. And Carl, you don't have. You said you're second in points.
Yeah.
How far? I mean, what are the points right now? What do you have?
So last time, I've been gaining on Josh the past few weeks. I think he had a 120 point gap. I think it's down to 100 points now. So it's still a pretty big gap, but yeah, it's gonna take. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Josh can just run clean next season, he'll be in good shape. But I feel like the second half of this last season, I kind of started getting a good feel for this car. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
And
yeah, you guys are going to be tough. It's going to be. Where am I at in the points there?
Yeah,
I think you were third or fourth, if I'm not mistaken. If Josh is listening, he might be able to tell you. He might have also sent it to me at some point. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
So yeah, this whole third season is going to be interesting to see. We got all these new guys coming in, and you guys are running in your own battle, even though these other guys are kind of getting in your way. And unfortunately, I'm one of those guys. So,
if they run near the front with us, they could make more point separations.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge thing coming in this third season, like you just said. You're going to have all these cars coming in here taking up valuable points for you. So the point separation is going to be huge. I mean, if you go back and look how kind of Xfinity is when, before they started limiting how many people can run per season, I think that's down to 4 people the Cup cars can drop down. But before that, I mean, you had 7 or 8 Cup cars coming in taking up the top 5, top 10 points. So, the Xfinity drivers are the 2nd, 8th, and 12th is the first 3 of them. So, I mean, the points difference is going to be kind of huge this third season.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, it'll definitely be. This season, though, if it gets down to it, though, if you're right there with those guys for the points at the end, I will be in there in the team car to you. Mine will be just like your car, but bright green and black. So if you need a car to do like Nick did last night to you, I'll just be right there for you.
All right, just send me your PayPal account.
But he will also give
Hey,
you
hey, you're sponsored by me, man. It doesn't matter. Your car's got you're all good with me.
But don't worry though. Randy already said he'll give you the tip to win.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you the tip to push you across the line.
Hey, so
There you go.
So I've got the year-long points, and I want to point out before any of the admins say anything, this is unofficial. This is not anything like official, but and this is 1 week out of date. Doesn't like Josh on vacation, so he hasn't updated it. But as of the previous week at Atlanta, Josh was in first. I was 128 back. Sean Carmody was 54 points back from me. And you are 12 points back from Sean. Chris Oliver was 2 points back from you.
So that's going to be swapped around now that he won that. Championship and he's ahead. How far did Sean fall back? I mean, where did Sean finish? I can't remember where he finished.
I don't know if he would fall. I mean, he actually only 12 points. Yeah, he would probably swap.
Yeah. I'd go past Sean, unfortunately, for him.
Yep. So you said third.
And then that would probably put you, I would think, probably about 50 points behind me.
Yeah.
So this battle between the 3 of you guys should be pretty good. Maybe the 4 of you guys.
It's going to be a tight battle. That's definitely going to happen. I'm looking to give Carl and Josh a good run for their money.
Yeah, and I we say, and I think definitely it's going to be without a doubt it's going to be a 4-person battle at the very least. I'm not going to roll up Chris Oliver either. He had a very rough season. He especially had a very rough night last night. And I know that I've known Chris for 20 years now. I know that he can get into his own head, and I know that
I was going to say he's his biggest enemy right there.
Yeah, he's a very emotional person, and he had a rough few races to start the season, and then it kind of just felt like it was sort of a landslide after that. It was just like everything was awful after that because he kept forcing the issue with things, and I think with a fresh slate, I really think Chris might be a little stronger this season.
Yeah, I mean, last night he was making some good moves. I mean, he almost did the exact same thing you did with Blake Z, but because he was making some huge runs coming off the corner just like you were, and
so right before that happened, he muted Discord because there was a caution right before that. He was running second, I was running third, and I was picking on him as teammates do. And was telling him he should let me buy him, and because I was faster than he was, and I kind of probably pushed it a little too much. I think I pissed him off, so he muted and then he spun out, and I think he was really pissed.
Yeah, but
you can see where he'll run really, really good, and then you can see when he gets really racy and he starts pushing up the track because he starts over driving the races because he's trying to get up there, faster than he should be. I mean, I understand. I'm probably the same kind of driver as he is because I let it get in my head. I'm the same way.
I've been there a few times, Randy, in your head.
Yes, you have been in my head many times, my friend. That's why I said I got a Guitar Addict on the side of that car because I know how he drives. Yep.
Oh, got a question for you, Randy.
What you got, man?
So what sale are you going to have on now, and how long is it, a week?
You know what?
You Guitar Addict just won the championship.
Yeah. That's tomorrow. I actually did post that on the Guitar Addict site that you did win. So we did give the props for that. So tomorrow we'll actually give 10% off if you show your Canadian card.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but you got to be Canadian, otherwise it doesn't count. If you're from Florida, no, sorry, it's only for Canadians. And I know the Canadians love that.
Yes, indeed.
I'll
send them down.
We'll be waiting for them.
Randy can also ship.
No, we're not shipping. No shipping for that. That's all in-store purchases only.
What if I identify as a Canadian?
Yeah, you have to identify as a Canadian.
This ID says North Carolina, but it identifies as Canada, so we're good, right?
That's okay, eh?
Hey,
He's missing the A's. You got to get that accent.
I gotta get the boots.
Boots.
Yeah,
and,
boot.
what was it? I heard you said another one. It was another word that I was like impossible or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I
something
can't
where
remember what it was.
I was like,
It's impossible.
yeah, it's like, I don't think we say it that way down here, but that doesn't matter. It's not our country. So, but yeah, that we'll do something like that. We'll do something nice for the Canadian people. So
Awesome.
So you're representing. So your car has a Canadian flag on it. Mine actually has AEW on it. So I'm not representing the USA on mine. I couldn't find a flag that would fit. So just kidding. So, you ran. We've talked pretty much all about the TNT. Let's go ahead and talk about Sportsman because you ran in the Sportsman race as well. And I believe you ran the Cup race too.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So, Sportsman, Nick won that race. It's pretty wild that Nick actually won a race. Anybody more surprised about that than I was?
Yeah. Where is he? He's still celebrating?
I called it, so I was in shock. But before we pick on Nick too much, I just want to say, and I told Nick this after the race, I think super speedways is all about execution because you can have an idea coming in, a plan, but actually executing on it can be difficult. And I genuinely think Nick had a flawless execution Wednesday night. I mean, he had no issues with green flag pit stops, which I know is shocking.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. That was my next question. Is like I didn't get to watch the race. We were traveling, and so I was going to ask: did he lead down the pit road this time?
I don't think he led, but actually, if I'm not mistaken, he actually outbraked some people coming on the pit road. He said that he knew he was going faster than some guys, so he went to an outside lane to. I mean, he did really well with it. Got it on and off pit road quickly. I thought, he made his move to try to win the race. I thought it was a little too early, but then, still was able to recover from it, which a lot of times you make that one move and it's like, oh, well, I lost my shot and I'm going to fall to the back. But I mean, he worked into a different line and was able to win it. It was incredible.
Yeah, and near the end, I tried to push Blake Gordon past him, and then I tried to side draft Blake Gordon, but it was a little too late. I didn't have enough track.
Yeah, it was, funny thing about with me, I led 3 laps, by the way. Under caution, but I led them.
You got the point.
No, I got the point. Yeah, I appreciate the talk about it. And it's funny because I missed my shift when we started. I'm like, are you kidding me? So then Blake and Chris got by me.
So I'll let you know. I did that same boneheaded move too. So I led coming off, I think it was either Daytona or Talladega, and the person to the right of me was pulling up past me and kept like being weird. And I was more focused on what they were doing, and I still had the car in 4th gear, and because trying to do all the fuel savings I can, clutching in 4th gear, and next thing you know. Like, we get around to start the green flag. I'm in 4th gear to start. Blake's behind me, hitting the crap out of my car. He was so pissed.
Hey, Tim, let me ask you something. I've been kind of like messing around with some different questions for people. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you while driving in a sim, in a race?
I believe it was in the AOLL Sportsman Series. I started second on the outside line, and I spun, and I took out most of the field. Usually, I don't do shit like that, and it just happened, and I'm going, what the fudge did I do?
Was that this year?
Yeah, it was.
So after all these years, I mean, we've been racing since the 90s, and you never had anything anything worse than that all these years?
No, no. As you know, Randy, I'm a pretty patient, clean driver, and I take my time working my way through the field, and that is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I can't believe you actually did that. I thought you were going to tell me my dog jumped in my lap or my cat or some kind of something like that.
Oh, I don't have pets here.
No pets?
Nope.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought you might be a cat dog or cat guy.
Polar bears get them.
That's true. You got polar bear. Polar bear.
No, we don't have polar bears here, but yeah. There's lots of wildlife up here that cats and dogs are too big of a target for them.
You've seen Fred Hunt. You've seen his stuff that he gets. He's got that wild dog that he converted into a pet.
Yeah.
If people don't know who Fred Hunt is, he's one of our old drivers that we used to race with many years ago, and now he's living off the grid in Vermont. So retired from the post office, and he took a dog that was just a wild dog, and somehow he tamed it. Now the dog's sleeping on his couch and sleeping in his bed and everywhere else.
I don't think it was a dog. I think it's a big ass wolf.
Maybe a wolf. It's something like that. It's something that's big that shouldn't be in the house, but whatever. So, all right. So your most embarrassing moment was that. What's the most memorable moment that you've ever had after all these years?
Winning a race online back on 10. Yeah, I think it was 10. And I beat a top racer there. I just joined the series, and it was at Talladega. And I won the race, and I got free tickets to go down to Daytona 500, the Coke Zero 400 in 2009.
You didn't call me.
Oh, I didn't know you were in Florida at that time.
That's probably true. So, okay. So I wanted to ask him that because I thought that was kind of cool that we asked these guys that kind of get some little background on these fun things. Anyways, all right. So back into sportsman. Good run for Nick. We talked about no mistakes at all for Nick, which is amazing that he didn't have any mistakes. And if you guys watched him, he was like really the fastest car. If he was pushing you, I mean, you were going to go out front. There's no way you weren't going to go. He really was the best pusher out there, bar none.
Yeah, I was watching the broadcast, and I was seeing them push the trucks, and yeah, I mean, he was right on it that night. There was no mistakes coming out of him that night.
I was surprised that Justin Anderson jumped out when he was behind Justin, and Justin pulled out of the way. I'm like, because I was right there next to them, and Justin was passing me, and he got out front, and then I saw him pull down, and I saw Nick sitting next to me. I'm like, man, that was a bonehead move. You should have stayed right there with Nick.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm going, okay, what went on there?
Yeah, nobody liked Nick, but Nick proved him. I'll show you. So I'm sure you were, Carl. You were probably like, yeah, go Nick, go Nick, go Nick, go Nick.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I want to say it's, I'm not gonna say it's because of a teammate. I get excited anytime you see a new person win. It's really exciting. But I also, I mean, I look, I mean, I have some. I've probably said some very nasty things about Nick on team radio when I'm racing with him. But and probably some even worse things when I mute myself. But I genuinely think at plate tracks, I think Nick is top 10 in all available. He is so good at that style of racing. Even when we were racing in street stocks on tracks that like Charlotte or something, tracks that wouldn't necessarily be considered stricter plate track. they kind of work out like that with street stocks. He was good there too. I mean, he's really good at that style of racing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was shocked that he was that good. I mean, I knew he was that good. I mean, I really did know he was good at the restrictor plates. But one thing I kept thinking about was he's winning this race and he's running for closed circuit racing, and I'm like, this is a team that really didn't want him in this team, and he kind of made himself the unofficial team member. Isn't that kind of right?
Not really. I mean, in actuality, so I mean, it was. I don't know how much of this everyone knows, but when we invited Larry, Larry said, "Hey, I'd like for Nick to come," and so I asked Nick, and Nick's like, "Nah, I got Ghostfire Racing," and
By
so
himself.
I was like, oh, okay. And then he ran maybe 1 or 2 races like that, and then he's like, "Hey, can I actually go ahead and accept that invite?" Which at that point, even when he was doing that, he was still joining our team radio and stuff. So it was like, all right, well, you're basically a teammate, but you're just not running our logos or anything.
Yeah. So, do we have Greg? Has anybody seen Greg?
I don't think he's coming. I reached out to our guys. I know the talks were to try to get him, but I'm not sure if he's coming. I think Tim's going to be our guest for the whole night.
You mind that, Tim? You mind being here the whole night till 10 o'clock? We're getting out of here at 10 o'clock.
He's energized, man. He's got a Canadian coffee.
Canadian coffee and a joint. He's all good. What is it? Canadian Hockey Club. Is that the Canucks?
That's my Canadian coffee mug.
Okay, but is that the hockey team? Are they? See, I'm not a hockey person, so I don't know what's the Canadian team. I saw all this stuff up there. So what do you guys call the
Montreal Canadiens?
Oh, okay, Montreal Canadiens.
You must remember that sign.
What is that thing? I can't see it. What is it? I see it's one of the plaques. What is that championship?
Yeah, it's a plaque from Ironman Racing Series.
Oh wow! Holy crap! Was that from the cars that I gave you? What was white knuckle? No, what were the cars I gave you that I had in that folder that you found? What are you doing with all these cars?
Oh, that's White Knuckle Racing Series.
Oh, white knuckle. Yeah, I had all those cars.
Yeah.
Like, where do you still have those?
Yeah, I was surprised you had them.
I was surprised I still had them.
That's from that plaque's from Ironman Racing Series with Rich Davis.
Yeah, Rich. I ran for Rich back on 10. Me and Tommy Arrington were his drivers. So yeah, that's wild. Talking about Rich, I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, I think the plaque is from 2005.
Wow, it's going back a little ways. It's going back. So we had Cup happen this past week. Had a new winner, Greg Wellen. Is that how we pronounce his name?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Wellen. Yeah.
Yeah. So we hadn't seen him. I mean, run just a couple races, I think, and I'm not real familiar with him. So
2 or 3 races, I think.
Yeah.
That was his first Cup race, if I'm not mistaken. I think he ran.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sportsman.
He ran a couple of Sportsman races and then got promoted up.
So he comes in there and does the same thing as Hanner does. Comes in there and says, "Here I am." So another one of these guys. Where did anybody know where he came from?
Well, he races for Steel Horse, so my assumption is someone from Steel Horse invited him. I don't know if maybe he's a friend of Justin. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he just posted up. Justin says is a friend of his in the Saturday morning league that he ran. He ran 4 Sportsman races to get ready for the Cup Series.
Okay, so another one of these super fast Steel Horse guys.
Go fast and burn those rubbers up.
Survive if I let you. What's the saying? It's survive if I let you. Let's see. There's another half to that saying. I can't remember. Anybody know? No, nobody's ever heard it. It used to. It'll come to me. Somebody out there, if anybody knows the other half of that saying, let me know. So,
So how
Was
was the
it-
race last Sunday? I've kind of been on vacation. I've kind of tuned out whenever I go out there. I try to look at it, but then the wife gives me the look. So, I kind of stayed away from everything. So how was the race on Sunday night?
It was great. It was exhausting to call since that was the one I did solo. But
That's right. You did do that one solo.
And-
Yeah, but you did an awesome job, man. It's
and
good
Yeah,
job.
you did.
and not a single damn caution. It was a lot. But man, it was an awesome race, and there was a lot of pit strategy that came into it. Man, pit strategy was honestly wild. Like seeing if people could stretch it or not. I know some couldn't. And, it was a lot of fun there at the end.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that we went caution free on a new track.
You want to know why you went caution free? Because your old buddy Randy dropped out after, I don't know, 40 or 50 laps. I decided, I've had enough of this. So I dropped out of there, and because I figured eventually I was going to probably smack that wall and bring out a caution. So I said, you know what? I think I'll go watch The Walking Dead. So
All
So
right,
I-
I'm going to say thanks, Randy.
I appreciate it. I thank you very much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why you guys didn't have a caution. But don't worry, I will not be at any more cup races unless a restrictor plate or something like that's on there.
You're just coming to TNT. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go TNT and wreck back there. So me and Tom Stevens and Shirello and DW Wright and
Anthony has not been back there recently. He's been up closer to the front recently.
but he goes back every now and then, so he's gonna
That's
be in my
true.
grasp. If he's anywhere near me, I'm gonna wreck him because that's just the way I do it.
Get anywhere near me, I'm going to wreck you, Randy.
Hey, I believe the last time me and you got next to each other, you wrecked, not me.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised you still remember that.
I still remember. I'm like riding along, and all of a sudden I feel this little bobble, and then I see Tim going, "Brrr," we're going off to the left.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does happen. So the cup racing, once again, man, really good job, Carl, man. I know that was difficult for you to do that because you haven't called a car race by yourself.
Well, I mean, honestly, once the kind of the start was a little tricky, but once you kind of hit a rhythm and just start talking about what's going on, it really isn't that bad. It was honestly the only thing that was rough for me, and I think I may have mentioned it near the end, was when I forgot to turn off of replay. So I'm like looking at stuff like go replay to watch like an incident, and then I'm seeing stuff on my timing screen. I'm like clicking on it. I'm like, well, those people aren't close. What is happening? And then I realized, like, oh crap, I'm still a minute back or something. So that was a little bit of a scramble, but otherwise it wasn't that bad.
Adam, you ever
Yeah,
done anything like that?
I do it. So Larry's been the one that's been broadcasting for a while, but I've also done that, but just by me clicking on it, and I leave it on replay, and then like you guys like, oh, and they are off. Their green flag is dropped. I was like, they're still single file. They haven't even lined up. Oh crap, I did it again. But I haven't broadcasted in a while. So Larry's been the one been handling that aspect. So I haven't been able to goof lately. Only thing I've been goofing up is I guess my desktop audio filter here in OBS keeps changing around on me, and we don't have sound for the first like 7 seconds of a podcast.
Yeah, I used to do that many years ago for Elite Sim Racing and ETV broadcasting. Man, that's a handful. So I do appreciate what you guys do in the broadcasting booth.
Well, these guys do it all. I just like I always talk about it. They get all the credit. I'm just here as a voice, so it doesn't matter. But
Great voice though.
I get that's at least I'm good at that. I got that going for me. I got a good voice. So the ladies like it, especially late at night when I start going, yeah. Nice. The IVRL Racing League. Yeah.
But
Stop, Randy. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
no,
I'm doing it for the is it Chris Oliver's
Tammy Joyner.
Tammy. Hey Tammy, come on. What's the race with man? Cheer you, baby, man, boy. Yeah.
Mama's man boy.
Mama's man boy, yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
all right. All right, well, let's talk about Sunday here coming up, but let's change the subject here. So we're going to Pocono, another fuel strategy race. It tends to be, and it's not always. If we get another green flag trip around the track here, and it's going to be a fuel strategy, I guarantee it. I know Johnny's won it at Pocono in the Cup Series due to fuel strategy, playing it just right, and so. Who knows what tomorrow's night's going to do. Justin Anderson, he says he's calling it. He's calling it right now. He's doing his shot. He's the quickest right now from last night's practice. Only 7 people showed up to it, though. But he's calling his shot.
So Justin Anderson thinks he's going to win. We didn't even talk about Sportsman. Who's going to win that? Let's do that real quick. Let's talk about Sportsman.
I don't even
Go
know
our
what
picks,
racing
and we'll go right. Yeah, I don't either.
Oh, look.
Let's find that out first.
Yeah, let's find out that, and we'll go through our picks, and then we'll go straight back to the Cup division.
All right, so next week we're doing Blake Gordon. I'm calling him now. Road America.
Yeah, Road America.
Oh, that's right. It is Road America. So it's and that's
I go next.
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
If I can't have Blake Gordon, I'm gonna go with Daniel Shirley. Well, he's racing the truck suit.
He doesn't race the trucks.
Josh should be back.
But
Josh
Henry. Oh, Josh Lasson. Really?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Josh is good at running road courses. All right, so
Blake's gonna win, but yeah.
You think so?
I mean, Justin might not win this weekend. I might be a little rusty and be around him this weekend. I don't know. It's my first time back in a while.
Yeah, but you run actually pretty good at road courses as well.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I
you're
run
not
good.
bad.
I run good for a handful of laps, but then I always make that one retarded mistake that just puts me really far back. But I can't be consistent. That's the whole thing. If I could throw together a full consistent race, I guarantee I could get a top 5 in it. But that's my whole entire thing. I think we were at Watkins Glen the last road course we did, or no, it was Coda. Coda's the last one I did, and I put together a great race, and then blew it in the one turn, and to heat up the tires, you're just done. Coda.
Okay, so your pick is going to be Blake, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, can I change my pick real quick?
Nope.
Yeah, go ahead.
In.
I forgot that he is still racing Truck Series as well, because he pushed Nick to the win. I'm going with Chris Passini. Sorry, Josh.
Okay, I was gonna. That's what my pick was going to be. Was Chris?
Oh, Adam did it to me. So
I'm
you
going
should
to
have
go
been
with
quicker
Chris
on the
as
draw,
well.
on figuring out what the track was.
All right, so I'm going with Chris too. So so Tim, who do you think, Sportsman?
Sportsman division. I think it's going to be. Does Joshua Henner run in there?
Yes, he does.
No.
he does off and on.
Yeah. But
I wonder if he's going to be there. I'd pick him.
he's not a good road course guy. He's not a road course guy, though. I think that's what he said. He's not a road course guy, but
He'll be up there.
He's clean. I mean, he'll stay out of trouble. I mean, I wouldn't rule him out at any track, honestly.
Tim, have you ever seen what he races with? Have you ever seen his setup?
No.
He races on a laptop.
Oh, yes. You had him on a podcast, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember.
Hey,
yeah.
don't knock laptops. I ran triple monitors on our laptop. My laptop was a beast.
But he's just got that one little single that he's got all these guitars on the wall, and it's like little lone laptop sitting there with a wheel. It's like, what the hell is that?
Whatever works.
Whatever works. That's right. That's right. All right. So Cup. We're doing Pocono this week. So picks.
Well, definitely not me. Poconos is the tricky triangle. I can get 1 and 2. 3's kind of where I lose the speed sometimes. I've figured it out last time. Just I play fuel strategy game there way too much, and it kind of hurt me. So, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Brian McFerrin. He's been showing a lot of great promise lately. He was just right behind Justin last night in times for average lap times and fastest lap. So I'm gonna go with Brian. He's been showing some really good things out there on the track.
Carl.
Yeah. So I want it to be Hanner because he's very desperately trying to get into the chase in the cup, and he potentially do it, but it's gonna be tough. So I really want to say Hanner, but I am going to go with Daniel Shirley since I snubbed him on the trucks. That's who my pick will be for
He's
this.
got some man love for Daniel Shirley. Look out, Daniel.
I got to spread it around.
All right. I'm going to go actually. I'm going to go with Justin Henderson. I'm going to go with him. If he says he's tough, I believe he's tough, and I'll go with him. Tim, who do you think, Tim?
I'm going to pick a dark horse. I think he's going to have a really good run this time, and he's going to be up front most of the time. If not first, probably rate him second or third, just biding his time and he's a very good fuel strategist. I'm going to say Joe Dinsmore.
Well, that's not a bad. I mean, that's not a bad pick. We know how Joe is. I mean, I've picked him several times to win, and he just can't get it. He just
can't get that last touch.
Yeah, that he's just always right there. I mean, luck has not been on his side.
Not at all.
So I think he's going to have a good night Sunday night.
Breakthrough. All right, Tim's calling the breakthrough night for Joe Dinsmore. So, all right. Anything else we guys want to tip or touch on tonight?
Nope, there's no tip for me tonight. I think I'm good.
No tips. Nobody wants to share any tips tonight about
just turn left and hit the gas. Sometimes
well,
scrub the brakes a little bit.
I got some tips for the guys on the TNT races.
What you got?
I've seen it here at the USA International that they were driving in way too hard. The key to a successful race is slow in, fast out.
Hey, don't give away these secrets, man.
Yeah, really?
Slow in, fast out.
Slow and fast. So, that's what I teach my guitar students too. Learn how to play slow, and then you go fast. It's the same process.
And honestly, if anyone doubts what Tim is saying, start up a test drive session, run some laps, the way you normally run, throw up the delta bar, and then run some laps where you are going way slower on entry than you feel like you should be, like to the point that it feels like, okay, this is ridiculous. I should not be going this slow, and see what the difference is, because it might surprise you.
I might sound really stupid, but what's the delta bar?
It's the little green red thing that shows up, compares your lap times when you're in practice.
Is that what that little thing does?
Yeah. It, when you press tab, it cycles through like your all-time best lap, your session best lap. You can do it to a comparison lap if you're comparing to like another driver or something. Like you download their file.
You can do it by sectors as well. So if you're on a road course.
Which I never like the sectors because it means that it bounces all around and all that. Yeah. But yeah, it's an option.
So you guys all have that Dre thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have Dre. Do you have Tim? What do you run in?
Just crew chief.
Crew chief. I don't even have any of that stuff. I just have the guy on the iRacing thing. I had crew chief, and then decided he decided to go on vacation. He said, "You suck as a driver so bad. I'm not even coming back."
He says you have a seriously low I rating.
Yeah, that's exactly. But at least one guy that has never ever run an official race at all is Don Winky. Don has never ever run a race online other than a league race. So if you look at him, he's a red rookie 250.
Yep.
So if you wonder why, that's why. He goes, I don't care about racing any official races. I'm just going to run the league. So
He's always been that way.
yeah, he has.
I mean, I get it though. I mean, it's fun running with a group of people that you know. Like sometimes, I get in a hankering to go out and run some officials, but a lot of times, I like running people I know who I'm racing with, and so it makes it a little bit more interesting and fun to be there.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, especially on 10. Remember 10, Randy?
Oh,
You
yeah.
go on 10 and it's nothing but pickup races and you get wrecked.
yeah.
And you get
Yeah.
wrecked. And you get wrecked.
I still call them pickup races, because it's still getting wrecked the same way. But, the cool thing, I remember back then we used to race with Dale Jr. all the time. He was always on there. Him and Brett Bodine and a few of the other guys, it was always fun because you jump in a race and, hey, it's Dale Jr. 3. Cool.
Yeah. Ryan Newman and Martin Truex was on there.
Yep. And Denny Hamlin was on there for a little while. Yeah, that was a lot of fun back then. So good old days. But now we I guess that you're still Adam, did you run with Kyle Busch one night?
Yeah, I did that about a year ago now almost.
So yeah, so they're still out there. I ran with Jeremy Mayfield one night, and that was kind of cool. So
I think Chris Oliver one time in a practice session with William.
Oh, with Byron?
Yep.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're out there. We just have to jump in there and race with them, and hopefully we beat them so they see how good we are.
I came
We're
close.
He came second, right?
Yeah, the lap cars that were with us went with Kyle Busch and then with me, so it left me out to dry there at Talladega.
Of course.
And
They
I
wanted
raced
to
I
thank you.
raced with Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon when they were in Sim Factory.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that Sim Factory. No, didn't forget about it. Just kidding.
All right, well, Randy, you want to go ahead and send us out?
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching tonight. It's we were supposed to have a couple more guests. Unfortunately, one showed up a little bit later. The other one did not, but the Trooper, the champion of the TNT this season, Tim St. Jean, has stuck around, been the Trooper for tonight. I know he's probably drunk by now after drinking that whole cup of Canadian coffee. And, somebody had to fill the slack that Larry left us. All right. So Tim has filled that for us.
It was my pleasure.
Hey, thanks again, man. And congratulations on a great season so far. Hopefully, we wish you the best of luck the rest of the season. And hopefully you can beat that guy above you there, Carl Henderson, and get past him.
Yeah, I'm not wishing him too much luck.
Well, Carl, I'll race you hard. Don't you can trust that, but
I know.
I'll race you clean.
Yeah, absolutely. So from all of us here at Ghostfire Media, we'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel because we want your subs. We want them. So hit that button. And from all of us here, Ghostfire Media, have a great night and so long from the Sunshine State.
Peace out, hosers.
Have a good one, guys.
It's time for the Ghostfire Media Network podcast show, featuring the stars of iRacing's IVRL and the AOLL. Now, here's your host, the Ghostfire Media Network crew.